Hello and welcome to this evening's webinar. This is the recorded portion. I'm going to try to record as best we can here. We still have limitations which we're working on related to transferring music through a GoToMeeting connection, but I think the idea is we can do this a little bit beforehand in terms of the actual recording. I think we have an opportunity perhaps later on to, now when we actually project, for it to maybe be a little bit more understandable. So with that in mind, we go to the video, The Power of 10. I guess I thought I'd tell you how this all came to be. We had looked at Shostakovich for years, the 10th Symphony. It has to be 15 years. I remember we had a meeting at a friend of the course, Dr. DiCarlo, a bunch of us were there, and we played it. Found a really fast recording. I found an old Russian recording, Russian orchestra. It was fast as could be, and everybody's really excited. But we'd go in another direction, whatever that direction was from year to year. So I had presented this, every other year for 10, 15 years. Never really. I mean, people like it, but they're afraid we couldn't play it or there was some other objection. So we had a meeting at Jay Bocook's back in September. Jeff Sacktig, myself, and Jay. And we were working with a smaller group for a change. And after a lot of no's to other ideas I had, I said, well, we could do Shostakovich's 10th. And Jay suddenly said yes. I was kind of startled, like I thought you said we couldn't do that. Well, he had actually, I think, had heard a brass ensemble that actually had pulled it off. So that kind of opened the door a little bit to the possibility. We went through, we listened, got excited. There was a lot of excitement in the room. And then Jeff kind of just said out loud to himself, 10. And I was like, what? 10 what? I get it. Shostakovich 10. He goes, no. He goes, we're going to call the show 10. Well, knowing Jeff as a mathematician and his general tendency to be in tune with such things, if you take the 2011 show Angels and Demons, I mean, that was one big mathematical problem, trying to keep people separate from each other. It was pretty exciting that everyone was on the same page. So we started with 10 for a while. We used the X idea for a while, and then eventually we settled with the power of 10. Kind of opens up a little bit more possibility for us, I think, as we move forward. Some basics to this show. We'll be using as many 10s as possible. So 10 snares, 20 trumpets, combinations of 10, if you will. 10 tubas, 10 dancers, 10 rifles, 10 sabers, 10 flags when they're alone, 40 color guard when they're together, 15 mellophones. We battle a lot about having 20 mellophones. And then only 20 baritones, and it was concerning. So we ended up with 15 mellophones and 25 baritones. I guess the concept, we should have stuck with the 10s. I'm just really worried about not having enough bottom. We are only going to have 10 tubas, as I mentioned. We're going to have a 10 tom feature. Might have obviously with 10 snares. We're going to have 10 rifles do a feature. We're going to have 10 of this, 10 of that, 10 props. If you want to think ahead a little bit, neon is actually the 10th element. A pyramid, if you build it from the bottom up, 4, 3, 2, 1. I mean, obviously can make bigger ones, but my bad little representation here of elves, kind of following into the Christmas show, your favorites. 4, 3, 2, 1. So whether that be a setup of folks in the core or different 10s or 10s within 10s. It's all that kind of stuff. We're all working with 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. The opening idea we took from the symphonic movement, Nellie Bells. Now, we played that, I'm not great with history these days, 2007 maybe. And it's actually where we came up with the idea for this. And you might even listen and go, that doesn't sound anything like it. But I think it gave us the idea of how we could do a countdown. Michael Cesario always told me that you had about 30 seconds for people to figure out what your show was about. and I'm pulling this thing up, and I kind of agree. I totally get it, and sorry, I'm pulling things up here while spell is really hard to spell. So I'm trying to pull. Yeah, here it is. So this is what we used. Here's number 1. 1, 2. Obviously, they don't follow our idea, but you get the idea. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we can kind of go like that. So we do a bit of a count off, not like they do. And then, actually, on the build, I think they do 9s and we do 10s. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think he does 11. So we kind of use that idea to the beginning. So, we can have like an impact, and then we can do an impact, and then the guard can do a toss on one, and then we can do an impact, and there's 2 people tossing, and then there's a drill thing that takes it to, can do 3. So all those kind of ideas like that were all kind of the things we're going to try to do at the very, very beginning of the show. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense to you. I don't want that. So that's the idea. That's the very beginning of the show. Now that could end up being a pre-show. It may not. It's really kind of up in the air right now. It's kind of based upon how the whole show completes itself. We've gone back and forth on that. But that's already been done. That, at the end of the day, I'm not even going to play that because that will get changed based upon what Jeffrey needs with the visual. So it's going to be really about the visual. You go boom, and there's a color guard person standing on a 50, chucks an 8, catches it, boom, boom, beam, and then there's 2 people like that. So we're obviously going to explore the whole count up to 10. Now, we don't want to bore you to the point where by the time you get done, you're like, okay, I got it. So some of them are going to go really fast. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're going to go, 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 so we can make things happen. So that's our introduction. Pretty excited with the opportunities there, I think, to make sure everybody kind of gets that whole 10 thing out of the gate. And then away we go. The first production is the second movement, Shostakovich's 10th. Truly, it's a festival of challenges, I call it. It's about the music. Certainly there are visual ideas. I can tell you where there's going to be a 10-person mellophone feature. I can tell you where there's going to be a 10-person rifle feature. But you can almost kind of picture those for yourself along the way. I've posted a lot. If you've never gone to my page, I posted. I put them up on the Cadets page also, the Cadets Facebook page. I can repost tonight if you like. I put the core playing. It's kind of tough to hear because we're inside and it's pretty noisy. Pretty impressive, though, I will say. I don't get impressed very often in the middle of the winter, but I was truly knocked out. More than once, weekend after weekend, and I'm pulling up this thing for you. So the version we use is Shostakovich's 10th Symphony. You can go on YouTube, probably the easiest way to do it. Dudamal did a recording with believe it or not, the Simon Bolivar Youth Orchestra, and it's flying, and it's the one we use. So here is the second movement. In case you've never heard it, I will certainly put all these links out for you. I think I remember where this starts, but I don't. I'm going to play this. We kind of take this right through. Sorry for scaring you. Come on. Oh, I remember now. The times are starting to come back to me. There it goes. So here we go. This is the second movement. I will again send links, but here, I'm not going to play everything, but you get the idea. And it's moving. We're cruising at about 180, I think, 184. We play it very, very close to this, including the demand. A lot of people think we're going to take things out. I think the effect of the tune is actually created by the musicians. So to water the thing out won't make much sense. And away we go. Mellophone feature, trumpet feature, keyboards, kind of skip a little bit of this. Do a lot of this with the halftime, brass and halftime, drums and double time, and away we go. There's the halftime, sorry, second time through. We do shorten it. We definitely shorten a lot of this. This would just be too long in drum corps, I'm afraid. Here we go. Yeah, we don't. Now, we play this. The thing about this is you want to play this at piano. You want to play this as soft as we can. Facing forward, not turning back field. And the mellophone start. It's awesome. Yeah. Build everybody in. Yeah. and we have an ending. So that's the second movement, and that is pretty crazy. That's the stuff that's been floating around all over on the internet, and pretty awesome. The second movement is a bit of a change. We found a piece, as you can see. We found a piece. Katie took me to a dance program presented by the Batshiva Dance Company of Israel. The name of the production is Sada 21. And the music took me a long time to figure it out. I had to do a lot of research. The liner notes, I guess we'll call them, from the production were not really accurate, so it took me a while to find everything. And eventually I located it. The piece is called Diane and Camille. It's from a movie called Mulholland Drive, which was 2001 maybe, I think. And I'm going to play a little bit of it. You've maybe heard it if you've been following us through the winter. And I'm going to do a little commercial right now. As you can tell, I mean, we like putting things out. I mean, I'm putting out a lot tonight, I guess. I think transparency is important. You know, you guys are fans, your moms, dads, your alumni, your ticket buyers, your supporters. Yeah, it's a long time, 9 months, between seasons, and to actually expect you to kind of stay interested in us, to support us, seems crazy to me, to just kind of lock ourselves up. And this day, and in this time of the internet, we come out the first show and everybody sees us anyway. It's not like you're not going to see our show until we show up in Atlanta. If you have any interest at all, whether you're a judge or you're a fan or you're a mom, you're going to see us 20 times. So what are we hiding? What's the point of hiding? It's going to be out the next day anyway. And I don't think anyone's going to steal this. I'm not sure anyone's crazy enough to try to play this, at least at the tempos we're playing. Certainly other people have done Shostakovich. But we think we have a special treatment of it, and we think we're going to move like wild men. All right, so the second piece, I'm going to play you two videos. I don't know how I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to do the music, and then I'm going to show you the video when we're online. This is actually taped right now, what you're watching. And I can only show you, this is just an audio track. So Diane and Camilla is this piece here. It's found in this movie. You'll notice there's never a break in the sound. So I'm not going to play the whole piece. It's about 4 minutes on here. We do it for about 2:15, 2:20. We actually play a little bit faster tempo, it's hard to tell what the tempo is. It better be hard to tell what the tempo is because we're looking for that feeling that there is no tempo. Now, when we get back live, I'll show you a video. Someone might have to type to remind me of a clip or an outtake from the dance piece we saw at the Brooklyn Art, BAM, Brooklyn Arts Museum, which will kind of give you a little bit better idea, maybe. Might confuse you a little bit in terms of what we're doing with it. So pretty cool. There's no percussion in the second movement. It's all about the dance a lot. It's all about tens. It's all about twists and turns. It certainly is, I would guess, if artistry is in the creativity, that's where it's all occurring. So not all of it, but a whole heck of a lot of it. All right, and then finally we get to the third movement, back to Shostakovich again. The third movement is what we call the waltz, and the reason we call it the waltz is because at one point there is in fact a waltz, and so let's just listen to that. Now this is primarily percussion. We're taking a big lead in this. I'll turn down my volume for a second, make sure I don't scare you again when I get my spot. Okay. So this begins with the full ensemble. This interrupts the ballad, actually. We don't have a smooth transition from the ballad. What you hear online is not actually what we are going to do at the end of the day. So we get interrupted. It gets interrupted like this. Here's the waltz. And they only do it once, and then the percussion line takes over. And they have quite an extension to what you're going to hear here. Okay, the percussion line takes over here. And the brass eventually comes back in. We have quite an event staged here. Be a lot longer, a lot bigger. It gets interrupted by the French horns. 15 French horns. Again, 15 French horns. Now it retards down. Kind of slows right down, right into the fourth movement, which is our final little salvo. It starts with the tuba solo. This has also been around the internet. It's pretty quick, actually, for us. Tubas, here we go. It's only about 1:50 right now. Tuba feature. All 10. And then mellophone feature. Sorry about that. Kind of almost of a coda, almost a fanfare at the end. Mellophones, unbelievable. Baritone feature. Baritones and bass drums, actually. Big build. We're making some adjustments around this little section here. It's probably the one section we won't be playing. And we pick it up right here. Great mellophones again. Halftime again, low brass. Big chord, run. Ending, of course. That's you cheering. So that's kind of the music through a speaker system. Remind me when we go back live. I'm also going to send you all the. If you just go to the YouTube and look up that piece, you can actually get it. Sorry, I'm distracted. Symphony number 10, Dudamal. It'll pop up, and then you can kind of listen to the whole thing. So that's what we're doing. As far as where we are right now, movement 2 is pretty much complete. Percussion had to go back and do small adjustments. The ballad, which is part 2 of the show, is done, except for the transition to the waltz. We're going to have to work on that in April. It's going to take a little bit of creativity, I guess, a little bit of trial and error. The waltz is done. Percussion feature is done. I do have to do a few notes on that. We got to make sure we fine-tune all that. And then lastly, part 4, which is the finale. We're trying to get a little bit, there's some other things in there. If you listen to the full piece, you'll hear some other pretty cool opportunities within the fourth movement of the number 10 that we're going to try to include. So we will get all that done in April. Right now, we don't have any rehearsals to the end of April. So we're really, other than the percussion line, so we're really just kind of trying to get our ducks in order. And we really need to work at a little bit faster clip right now than I've been doing lately. As far as props, if you're concerned, we're going to have 10 blocks, about 3.5 feet high. Folks can get up on 3 feet high, 3 feet wide, 3 feet deep, 3.5. We may have a stage that runs across the front of the field, nothing to the height of last year, but a way to get us a little bit more in the way of height for the different performers. We have some ideas with the yard lines, or believe it or not, me, Mr. Yardline, that I can actually eliminate some yard lines. If you think about it, the show's called 10, what might we do? There's some things we might do with the numbers. There's things we might do with the yard lines. There's things we could do to actually alter the field a bit for our preference. And then lastly, of course, panels and things like that to reinforce whatever ideas we're trying to sell forward. What the show is not, it's not a story. There's no deep message. What it is really is a investigation of all things 10. From a mathematical standpoint, any kind of treatment, collection, presentation we can do that's wrapped around that idea is where we're headed. What we can include, X, which is where we started, right? The Roman numeral X for 10, the number 10, numbers that combine to 10, 5 plus 5, 4 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, 6 plus 3 plus 1, etc. Lots of possibilities there if you think about it. Visuals that reinforce the number 10. Creations that lead to a 10, meaning 1, 3, 5, 7. How can we get to a 10? You don't actually have to just keep pounding 10s, but actually how do we get to that 10? That could be another way that we're creating. People, collections of people is 10, 10 toms, 10 mellophones, 10 dancers, and then 10s and 10s and 10s and 10s and 10s. So hopefully that's it. We're only on the field for 11 minutes. It's someone to put was had a part of putting Les Mis on the field. It's a 2-hour show that we do in 10 minutes. So this is 10 minutes on the number 10. I'd love to do a 10-minute show. I never made it to accomplish such, but we're going to try. So anything we can do around 10, as you can see, we're going to kind of keep that going. The guard numbers will be a big part of their uniform. So you can imagine, try to figure that out. They're going to go into production in late February. Actually, we just passed there. Right now, we had to wait for the costume designers' dance sophisticates to be done with other work they were doing. The uniform itself for the Corps, we have a couple ideas that may reinforce the 10, but nothing too insane at this stage of the game. And then finally, just close this recorded portion. I'll go to questions. We do have percussion rehearsal this weekend. We have the full Corps at the end of April. Spring training looks like it'll be in central Pennsylvania. I hope. Beginning May 12th, May 13th. So that's a little bit of what we're up to. If you're on this call, I'll have your email. I will send you a few links tonight once all that gets processed and sent back to me. And you can go look yourself. If you'd like, people, if you write to me right now when we get back alive, I'll answer all your questions. Also, if you like, I can repost on the Cadets Facebook page a lot of the videos that have been up there before. I can go repost them again for you if you never saw them the first time around and you happen to be here. All right, so that's it from here. 32 minutes. We got about 15, 20 minutes left. I'm going to shut this off and go live and hope you're still here with me and that this kind of played through better than the past. Someday I'm going to figure out how to get direct hookups. I see there are new programs, but we're a little bit slow getting caught up. So I hope this helps you a little bit, keeping up with this. And here we go. I'll be back alive in a second.